Hello, everyone. It's Professor Green right here. Thanks for your patience. We waited until the last minute to see if we got any information from the state, and I do not. Those of you in the field probably know more than I do. I've heard rumors, but nothing official yet. So, the best thing that we can do is move forward. And we're going to move forward with a specific plan for you guys, a specific plan, but a very open one. And I'll explain what that means. And the reason behind that is in the spring of 2020, I had 30 odd student teachers, and I would say 99%, if not 100%, got a job by doing what I'm going to propose we do. So I know it works. You just have to kind of, it's not any extra work on your part. It's really for you. The weekly discussion boards are, it's called a plan of action, which you're kind of familiar with like last time. Like, what do you want to accomplish this week, and identify potential barriers or challenges, identify resources you have to help you reach that goal. And then, so you'll do that every week. And then also, we're going to switch gears, and I'm going to go through kind of what the schedule looks like and what we're going to try and accomplish. So the video here, there's a general introduction video, and then this video I'm recording right now will go right here when I'm done. But let's start with the Zoom calendar. Okay, the Zoom calendar. So this is our Zoom schedule. As of right now, just like last term, instead of Thursdays, we're going to do it Tuesdays from 6 to 7 Central. Um, and if anybody has to miss, I understand. We'll, figure out how to follow up, or we can meet one-on-one, whatever it takes to kind of make sure everybody's on the same page. And we have 5 planned with these topics. Tonight is just more of a discussion, try and acclimate ourselves to the course. And then next week, we're going to get into planning, lesson planning, classroom management, instruction, and assessment. And then from there, we're going to determine whether we need to meet as a group, or if you would prefer to meet one-on-one, because at that point, we're all going to be doing very different things, which is great and fun, but we will see. All right, now, um, so what I propose, a lot of students are out there, since we have so many things going on. Some are being supported heavily by your host teacher, and some are not being supported at all. And it's nobody's fault. It's just, if your host teacher may have 20 years experience teaching, but this is their first experience in e-learning. So we want to position ourselves as helpful, and this is how we're going to do it. So we're going to learn the Google Classroom, and let me take you there and show you what that is. So I set up a Google Classroom, and again, we'll go over this more tonight, but I'm just going to go and show you what it looks like. You have an invitation, and you need a Gmail account to join. And in that document, this document that I'm sending you right here, it shows you how to set up a Gmail account if you don't have one. This is the link to our Google Classroom. So you go in there and you'll look. If you're not familiar with it, okay, ignore that. That was just my mouse acting crazy. If you're not familiar with it, it's pretty cool what we can do. So if you go to classwork, I'd like you to post an introductory video, just 2 minutes or less. Who are you? Introducing yourself. And again, the idea is getting comfortable being on camera. Um, uh, in some capacity, I would guess all of you are going to do some kind of distance lesson or distance lessons, so we want to practice with that. And then read alouds for kids of all ages. Basically, you just read a book. That's a great way to get your feet wet with recording. And then fun stuff for kids, like if you have a game of Jeopardy that you play, or something like that. Add it there. And they all have to be videos. So you can use YouTube. I use Screencast-O-Matic and YouTube, but whatever you're comfortable recording. Obviously, Google, if you want to use Google to record, you can do that. And then a section for social emotional learning. And then, we break it down by grade level. So kindergarten math, kindergarten specials, and kindergarten language and literacy. And then we go into first grade, second grade, and then some of you are in elementary, and I just put elementary content. And you can just add the content. So because I don't know how many of us are in elementary, but what you do if you didn't see that is to add content, you just click on that document that'll pop up in our Google Classroom, and then you can type directly into this Neil Green, and then course XXX. I'll put grade 5 and literacy, and then the brief description, just 1 or 2 sentences of what you're doing. And then here's where you're going to post the link. Post your active link. Make sure that your settings are so it's anyone can see it, and then that'll be there. And then if there are any notes, that's fine. And if you need to, you can move this around to try and make it fit. The cool thing about Google Docs, so many cool things. But let's go back here, and I'm gonna refresh and go back to that was elementary content. So I'm gonna click on that, and as you can see, why this is cool is because we can all add our stuff real time. So what I just typed in there as a test basically is there. So as we continue to amass content throughout the term and add it here, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a huge compilation of lessons. And again, it's to help us because we need to practice teaching, and it's to help our host teachers, and it's to help families, and obviously to help children. That's what we're all about. And the beauty is you're not going to have to do extra work. Whatever you're doing with your host teacher, you follow their lead. If they ask you to create uh, e-lessons for a week, e-learning lessons for a week, that's what you would post in here. And there are sections for other, e-portfolio or resource links or other content, other first grade content. You can use your discretion to figure out where you want to put those. So let's go back to that document. So that's the gist of it. And then at the end of the term, I'm going to turn all of this into a website, which is cool. You don't have to worry about that, but we can do that together if you want to see how to do it. So there's the calendar. You know what you have to do every week, and then how to get a Gmail account. And then ultimately, one thing back to that huge number of students that got jobs in the spring, we had them create a portfolio, an e-portfolio. Now, to me, I don't care what um, platform you use. Google Slides is free. There are some sites where you could, I don't know, Weebly is one, Wix is another. Whatever you're comfortable with. I'm platform agnostic, meaning it's up to you totally what you want to do. These are the suggested table of contents, basically things that you want to put in there. If you see the artifacts, that word means just examples like student work, a lesson plan, could be a videotape of you teaching, student work examples, you evaluating student work. And then I have additional tips over here for you to follow, but you can simply click file, and make a copy of the entire presentation and then save it as your own, and then you can edit it. I have it so now it's not able to be edited, but that's what it looks like. So you're thinking, why is this guy having us do this? What does a portfolio even mean? Well, it's a collection of work. It's a collection of the great work that you've done throughout your entire career. Again, it's really up to you and your creativity as to how you want to finish this. Marlene was one of those students in spring, and I'm so proud of her. She was awesome with Google. She was Google certified, so she really knew what she was doing and kind of helped me get this whole thing set up. She had 3 job offers, and I love, love, love her portfolio. But this is what it is. It's just kind of, has the different sections, and you share your accomplishments. You have teaching philosophy, which is huge, and whenever you're in an interview, you'll definitely be asked what that is, and I put a lot of examples in our Google Classroom for you to look over to get ideas of how you can formulate yours, and then lesson plans, resume, and then more recommendation letters. So it's really just kind of a really nice thing to bring to an interview. And what's great about the portfolios now that they're electronic, they used to be back in the day. I don't want this tips in my head is how old I am, but they used to be a big binder full of hard documents. Not anymore. Now it's all electronic, so it's nice and easy to send that to a potential principal or director or whatever the case may be. All right, and let's go back to that. So again, it's really, you may be saying, if you're confused, I get it. I'm here. It's really, the strategy is to create content that you were asked to do anyway from your host teacher, but just the only extra step is to post it into the Google Classroom. And from there, we're going to amass this awesome, awesome, awesome number of resources that we can offer to people. So at the same time, we're learning Google Classroom, which a lot of you are doing or may do in the future. And we're also creating that portfolio. My suggestion would be for your discussion board, the plan of action that I mentioned earlier, each week write one goal that you want to accomplish. Like this week, I want to put half of my resume in there, whatever that might be. That's a perfectly good goal. The portfolio is not something you can do in 2 days. It's something that we're going to need all 10 weeks to do. But you're going to really compile your best work. That's what I want to show. So in other words, like the EdTPA, I tell students, a C is not good enough. We want A work here. We want your best stuff. I want you to show off and show how great you are. And that's really what it's all about. So tonight we'll dig into a little bit more of the specifics and some of the logistics of Google Classroom and the portfolio. But that's the gist of it. And I know you're going to be excellent, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.